Today, guys, we're going over some cars that I think everybody needs to own in GTA Online. We're starting off with three beautiful ones: the Vaguera Zx, the Dominator Asp, and the Buffalo STX. One thing I love about all three of these cars is how realistic they look. Rockstar did an outstanding job at creating all of these cars in GTA Online. They all look practically perfect, except for a few minor details. And even take a look at the Buffalo STX compared to the Buffalo S. I mean, it's a huge upgrade. And when you look at the Buffalo STX, it honestly looks like a real Dodge Charger in real life. But anyways, let's start diving in a little bit more into each car. The Dominator Asp. You could purchase it for $1.7 million, or if you unlock the trade price, you can get it for $1.3 million. It has an incredible amount of upgrades that you could put on it, which I absolutely love. And of course, it's one of the most popular cars in the game when it was first released from the Los Santos Tuners update. And then we got the Buffalo STX, which you can get for about $2.1 million, and if you unlock the trade price, you can get it for $1.6 million. I absolutely love the look of the car. It also has a ton of awesome upgrades available for it. It can be fitted with Amani tech, and it has machine guns on the front of it, plus armor plating. And hands down, my favorite part is the fact that it's supercharged, so when you're driving down the streets, you could hear that beautiful whine. And then we have the Vaguera Zx, which you could purchase for $1.9 million, recently released, and definitely the most popular car from the most recent update. Everybody loves this thing, and that's pretty much the main car we were all waiting for to come out, and it's finally released in GTA Online. This thing has a crazy amount of upgrades and can be fitted with HSW mods if you are on PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X, which of course is obviously awesome. So if you guys are looking for a fast muscle car with tons of modifications, some special modifications as well, I would highly recommend purchasing the Dominator Asp, the Vaguera Zx, or the Buffalo STX. All three of these cars are phenomenal, and I would highly recommend purchasing any one of them. My personal preference would probably be the Vaguera, even though I like Dodge a lot more. Next up is the S80RR. If you guys are looking for like a prototype type of race car, this is definitely the car you want to buy. And when you compare it to the new LM87, they're practically the same. In a drag race, they're identical. I still think the handling on the S80 is much better, but when it really comes down to it, it's the price. The S80 is $400,000 cheaper than the new LM87. You're really only paying for the fact that it's a newer car. I still think the S80RR is a much better vehicle, and as you guys know, if you've driven this thing before, it has impeccable handling. It's able to go around turns easily at 50 miles per hour, and it barely fishtails, and when it does, it comes back into control really easily, which is one thing I also really love about this car. It's so low to the ground, it's got a very low center of gravity, it is pretty much the perfect car to race with, and honestly, if you're not the best driver in the game, a car like this is really going to help you out. Even though it does have a hefty price tag of $2.5 million, maybe wait until it goes on sale. Rockstar puts cars on sales all the time. So if you really want to, just wait a little bit. It'll be 40% off in the next couple of weeks, and then you'll be able to get a phenomenal supercar for a fraction of the price. Finally, we have the Draugr. It is an amazing, tanky-ass off-roading SUV in GTA Online, and it's one of my favorite vehicles from the most recent update. First thing I love about it is the fact that it has practically no drag. If you rev up the engine or just take off from a standstill, this thing will just start flying instantly. It doesn't lose any traction off the line, which I love. And it is also a very fast vehicle as well. You could see how fast this thing is flying down the road, but obviously you're going to buy it for its off-roading purposes, and this thing is incredible. I just did a test against some of the other best off-roading vehicles in GTA Online, and this thing smoked them. It is amazing. It's got such a high ride height, obstacles that come in front of it aren't really going to be too much of an issue, and when you're going off-roading, the handling on this thing is amazing. It rarely ever flips over, and I'll show you guys that in just a little bit, but you can see here when I'm driving through the water, this thing just keeps popping up. And that means it won't end up getting destroyed because the engine keeps coming out of the water, and obviously obstacles really aren't an issue for it. And you think that I'm losing control of this vehicle, but I'm really not. When this thing pops up into the air, I'm still fully in control of it. I'm having no issues driving through the water here, unlike with a lot of other vehicles where it would be fairly difficult. This thing is an absolute beast. Now back to the fact where its handling is amazing. Let's say you guys go off a ramp like this, 90% of the time, it's going to flip itself back over. It has like the craziest suspension system where even if you're flipped upside down, it will automatically just flip over for you. That is a huge benefit with an off-roading vehicle because we all know how many times if you go off-roading and then you start barrel rolling down a mountain, you're just going to be stuck kind of turtling there. But this thing will end up flipping itself back over. I challenge you guys to try to get this thing to stay upside down. And it's actually going to be pretty difficult. With many other cars, it's not too hard, but this thing is just awesome. I even dropped it from a really high point in the sky, and it literally just popped right back onto its wheels. I wasn't doing anything. All I did was sit there and watch it. It is truly an amazing vehicle, and I would highly recommend buying it if you enjoy off-roading. Just before we end things off for the day, let's take a look at this video's sponsor, Grand RP. Have you ever wanted to play GTA 5 as a police officer, or as a doctor, or as a gang member, or drive hundreds of different real cars? If so, check out Grand RP, one of the best roleplay servers in the world. If you click the link down below in the description, when you join, you get $25,000 in-game completely free. Anyways, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you guys went on to enjoy it. I know I did leave a bunch of cars out, but don't worry, I'll make an episode 2 of this in the near future. With that said, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.